Okay, how's it going, everybody? So, today we're going to read some more VI Lenin. This is from his 1918 pamphlet, The Immediate Task of the Soviet Government. We're going to read part 5 of this, which is Raising the Productivity of Labor. Let's go ahead and get into this. Raising the Productivity of Labor. In every socialist revolution, after the proletariat has solved the problem of capturing power, and to the extent that the task of expropriating the expropriators and suppressing their resistance has been carried out in the main, there necessarily comes to the forefront of the fundamental task of creating a social system superior to capitalism, namely, raising the productivity of labor, and in this connection, and for this purpose, securing better organization of labor. Our Soviet state is precisely in the position where, thanks to the victories over the exploiters, from Kerensky to Kornilov, it is able to approach this task directly to tackle it in earnest. And here it becomes immediately clear that while it is possible to take over the central government in a few days, while it is possible to suppress the military resistance and sabotage of the exploiters, even in different parts of a great country in a few weeks, the capital solution of the problem of raising the productivity of labor requires, at all events, particularly after a most terrible and devastating war, several years. The protracted nature of the work is certainly dictated by objective circumstances. The raising of the productivity of labor, first of all, requires that the material basis of large-scale industry shall be assured, namely, the development of the production of fuel, iron, the engineering and chemical industries. The Russian Soviet Republic enjoys the favorable position of having at its command, even after the Brest Peace, enormous reserves of ore in the Urals, fuel in western Siberia, coal, in the Caucasus in the southeast, oil, in central Russia, peat, enormous timber reserves, water power, raw materials for the chemical industry, Karabugas, etc. The development of these natural resources by methods of modern technology will provide the basis for the unprecedented progress of the productive forces. Another condition for raising the productivity of labor is, firstly, the raising of the educational and cultural level of the mass population. This is now taking place extremely rapidly, a fact which those who are blinded by bourgeois routine are unable to see. They are unable to understand what an urge towards enlightenment and initiative is now developing among the, quote, lower ranks, end quote, of the people, thanks to the Soviet form of organization. Secondly, a condition for economic revival is the raising of the working people's discipline, their skill, the effectiveness, the intensity of labor, and its better organization. In this respect, the situation is particularly bad and even hopeless, if we are to believe those who have allowed themselves to be intimidated by the bourgeoisie, or by those who are serving the bourgeoisie for their own ends. These people do not understand that there has not been, nor could there be, a revolution in which the supporters of the old system did not raise a howl about chaos, anarchy, etc. Naturally, among the people who have only just thrown off an unprecedentedly savage yoke, there is deep and widespread seething and ferment. The working out of new principles of labor discipline by the people is a very protracted process. And this process could not even start until complete victory had been achieved over the landowners and the bourgeoisie. We, however, without in the least yielding to the despair, it is often false despair which is spread by the bourgeoisie and the bourgeois intellectuals, who have despaired retaining their old privileges, must under no circumstances conceal an obvious evil. On the contrary, we shall expose it and intensify the Soviet methods of combating it, because the victory of socialism is inconceivable without the victory of proletarian conscious discipline over spontaneous petty bourgeois anarchy. This real guarantee of a possible restoration of Kerenskyism and Kornilovism. The more class-conscious vanguard of the Russian proletariat has already set itself the task of raising labor discipline. For example, both the Central Committee of the Metal Workers Union and the Central Council of Trade Unions have begun to draft the necessary measures and decrees. This work must be supported and pushed ahead with all speed. We must raise the question of piecework and apply and test it in practice. We must raise the question of applying much of what is scientific and progressive in the Taylor system. We must make wages correspond to the total amount of goods turned out, or to the amount of work done by the railways, the water transport system, etc., etc. The Russian is a bad worker compared with people in advanced countries. It could not be otherwise under the Tsarist regime and in view of the persistence of the hangover from serfdom. The task that the Soviet government must set the people in all its scope is learn to work. The Taylor system, the last word of capitalism in this respect, like all capitalist progress, is a combination of the refined brutality of bourgeois exploitation and a number of the greatest scientific achievements in the field of analyzing mechanical motions during work. The elimination of superfluous and awkward motions, the elaboration of correct methods of work, the introduction of the best system of accounting and control, etc. The Soviet Republic must at all costs adopt all that is valuable in the achievements of science and technology in this field. The possibility of building socialism depends exactly upon our success in combining the Soviet power and the Soviet organization of administration with the up-to-date achievements of capitalism. We must organize in Russia the study and teaching of the Taylor system and systematically try it out and adapt it to our own ends. At the same time, in working to raise the productivity of labor, we must take into account the specific features of the transition period from capitalism to socialism, which on the one hand require the foundations be laid of the socialist organization of competition, and on the other hand require the use of compulsion, so that the slogan of the dictatorship of the proletariat shall not be desecrated by the practice of lily-livered proletarian government. Okay, so yeah, that is raising the productivity of labor. That's from the immediate task of the Soviet government. That is number 5. This is written in 1918. So yeah, well, thank y'all for tuning in. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, Medium. All these are Marxist Saw. Hit me up there. Hit the notification bell. Follow me online here. Hit me up. Y'all have a great day, and Ladagoy.